Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we are going to tackle something that might feel a little intimidating, learning to code. And we're going to do it by looking at the world's most popular programming language, Python.
All right, let's just dive right in. Why Python? I mean, really, with so many programming languages out there, what makes this one so special? Why should you even consider it?
Well, here's the thing. It's not just for hardcore software developers. Nope, it's being used by mathematicians, data analysts, scientists, even kids are learning it. And that, right there, that massive adoption and just how approachable it is, that's what makes it pretty much the perfect first language if you're looking to get your feet wet with coding.
And look at this. This number really drives the point home. Now, yeah, this figure is a few years old, but even then, the average salary for a Python developer in the US was already way into six figures. We're talking about a skill that opens doors to some seriously high-paying, long-lasting careers in the coolest fields out there.
I mean, think about it. It's the engine powering massive companies we all use every day, like Google and Spotify. And beyond that, it is the absolute go-to language for all the super cutting-edge stuff you hear about. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, data analysis. Seriously, if you've heard a tech buzzword in the last few years, there's a really good chance Python is somewhere in the mix.
Okay, so we've established it's popular, right? Big companies use it, pays well. Great. But what is it about the code itself that makes Python so special? Why are developers flocking to it over other options?
So, to put it simply, Python is all about letting you solve really complex problems with less code. And the code you do write is clean and easy to read. That high-level part you see here, that's the secret sauce. It basically means the language handles all the nitty-gritty, complicated computer stuff in the background, so you can just focus on what you're actually trying to build.
You know what? Let's look at a quick example so you can see what I mean. The task is super simple. How would you get the first three letters of the phrase hello world? Easy, right? Well, let's see how a few different languages tackle this.
Okay, so first up is C++. Now don't get me wrong, C++ is incredibly powerful, but it's also a lot more complex. You can see there's a bunch of setup codes, specific commands, all just to do that one simple thing.
All right, next up is JavaScript. This is another huge language. You see it everywhere on the web. It's definitely a bit more direct than C++, but you can still see it's got its own specific way of doing things, its own syntax you gotta learn. And here's the Python version. Look at that. It's just so clean, so intuitive. It practically reads like a sentence in English. This is the magic of Python. It's all about simplicity and readability, which means you can get your ideas into code and solve problems way, way faster.
So that's the whole point, right? This simplicity makes Python unbelievably accessible. So let's stop talking about it and actually do it. Let's walk through how you can get started, like right now, and write your very first program.
And believe me, it is way easier than you think. Writing your very first program is literally just a few simple steps away. First, you grab Python from its website. Then, you get a code editor. Something free like VSCode is perfect. After that, you just make a new file. And that's it. You're ready to go. Oh, and by the way, that little checkbox on Windows during the install, definitely check that. Trust me, it's a pro tip that'll save you a ton of headaches down the road.
Okay, get this. This one line of code, that's a complete working Python program. Seriously. The word print is what we call a built-in function. The best way to think about it is like a button on your TV remote. It's a command that's already programmed to do one specific thing, display on the screen whatever you put inside those parentheses.
So how do you make it run? You open up a little program called the terminal. It might look a bit old school, but it's just a way to give your computer direct text commands. You just type Python and then the name of your file, and that tells the Python interpreter, hey, read this file and do what it says.
And boom, just like that, you've written and run your very first computer program. That's it, you are officially a coder. How cool is that? Congratulations!
Okay, so now that you've officially written some code, let's talk about the tools that help you write better code. Think of this as upgrading your setup from a simple notepad to a super smart coding assistant.
So that code editor we talked about, VSCode, you can add things called extensions to it, and that turns it into what's called an IDE. And honestly, it's like giving your editor superpowers. It can start guessing what you're trying to type and finish your sentences for you, stuff like that. It's an absolute game changer for productivity.
Next up is a linter. This is probably my favorite tool. It's basically a grammar checker for your code. You know how a word processor puts a little red squiggle under a typo? A linter does exactly that, but for your code.
It spots potential errors and bad habits while you're typing, before you even try to run it. It's amazing.
And finally, there's the auto formatter. This one is like a style editor. With one click, it automatically cleans up all your code. It fixes the spacing, organizes the lines, all the little stylistic things. This makes sure your code is super clean, professional, and really easy for you or anyone else to read later.
All right, so we've covered the why Python is so popular, the what makes it so clean, and the how to get started. So, where do you go from here? What's the point of all this?
Think about it. In just the last few minutes, we've gone from the big picture why Python is a great career choice, all the way down to the nitty-gritty how of writing and running your first program. The big takeaway here is that coding isn't some dark art or some impossible mystery. It's really just a series of logical and totally achievable steps.
But here's the most important part, the language. It's just the beginning. It's a really powerful tool for sure, but a tool is only as good as the problem you solve with it. So whether you want to dig into data, build a website, automate the boring parts of your job, or even create artificial intelligence, Python can be your starting point. The real question, the one I'll leave you with, is what problem will you solve